Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, and welcome to another exciting episode of Certa Pro Painters. Oklahoma City presents Montez at midday. I am your host, Dre Montez. How's everyone doing today, good folks? How we doing? How we doing? Huh? Let's raise that roof a little bit. Raise that roof up in there. There you go, right there. Oh, a little liquid sunshine was great for us this past weekend. How is everyone doing today on this Make It Happen Monday? Let's make some things happen today. Huh? Make some things happen today on this beautiful, beautiful Monday for sure. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Did you have a great weekend? How was it? Did you get things done? Did you get things accomplished around the house? Did you go anywhere? Did you do something with your friends, family, loved ones? Did you just have a weekend by yourself? Did you watch some amazing football Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Did you go see Sting and Billy Joel? Are you still mad at the Cardinals? How did your weekend go? Well, most importantly, welcome to the show. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. Hello, X. How you folks doing? And to the folks that have jumped over from TikTok, appreciate it, appreciate it, appreciate it for sure. But wow, the weekend was fantastic all around the building. But as we like to do it, got high fives in the building, chest bump. Let's hug this thing out. Let's get in here for the real thing. Sometimes you got to do it. You got to get in there for the real thing. Feel some things out. Feel it on out. Get in there for the real thistle, as they say. Get on in there. If you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to my nephew, DJ. Throw them fingers up, DJ. 3. DJ is 3 today. My nephew, DJ. Yeah. DJ is 3 years old today. There you go for sure. So if it's your birthday as well, happy birthday to you. If you're celebrating an anniversary, happy anniversary to you. If you happen to find yourself off work today, you deserve it. Mondays are the thing to do if you're in a position to have a Monday off. Because you do a lot on the weekends. A whole lot of stuff you do. And if you got them crumb snatchers, they invade your time in privacy. So those Mondays when school is in session does you well. Does you well for sure. Little words of encouragement before we get underway here today. Everything can have purpose if you allow it. Everything can have purpose if you allow it. I'm going with that whole mentality today. Everything can have purpose if you allow it. There you go for sure. There you go. If it is your first time tuning in, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Whoop. We're upgrading the website, DreMontez.com. So it will be up shortly. Again, we're adding some merch, adding some new logos and sponsors that we picked up over the vacation. Just doing some cleanup, getting it look nice and purty and really, really accessible for people to get to the right shows, get to the right station, get to the right platform they would like to watch or listen to the show on. So we're doing all that for you kids, by the way. Don't forget we have another exciting of Who's to Blame the podcast, the episode coming up this Wednesday. Brand new episode. Drum roll, please. But how was your weekend, kids? How was it? Was it okay? Did it feel good? I saw the videos from the storm, and man, sometimes the internet, I don't know what to believe anymore when it comes to these videos. There's people out here that are really good at sending fake videos and photoshopping things. So I usually look at the internet for entertainment. That's it. Just entertainment and to just scratch my head in the sports world. But the videos they were sending from the storms, my gosh almighty, again, prayers and strength. Speaking of that, we did not have a college football show this past Saturday because my man Ray Cruz lives down in the Jacksonville, Florida area, and he was affected by the storm. So there was no power, no internet for him. So we did not do a show this past Saturday. And I don't know if we're going to do a show this Saturday because I have a wedding this weekend. So shout out to Robin and Josh. They's getting hitched up this weekend, y'all. They's getting hitched up. Woo, nanny. I haven't been a good old-fashioned wedding in a long time. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to it. So again, the phrase of the day, everything can have purpose if you allow it. Everything can have purpose if you allow it. Words to live by for sure. And I tell you, everybody has their daily routine. You know, I'm not talking about the bathing and hygiene, but when you're trying to get the day going, your cup of coffee, your cigarette, you know, that bathroom break much needed, self-pleasure, smoke your, give it go fatty, take your couple of gummies in the morning. I don't know, but everybody has that routine. When you get that, after you do your walk, get that coffee and your breakfast and you sit down and your phone rings. It's in the morning and it's one of your kids. I'm telling you, that just makes your day. That just makes your day. When your kids call you in the morning, not to tell you they're in trouble, not want money, but just want to have a conversation, not a text, actual phone call. Phone call. That makes the day right there. That makes the day, especially when they want to talk about, because all my kids have a sports team that they like somewhere out there, all of them, the girls and the boys do. And I'm quite sure they have their trials and tribulations when they team win or lose. Who doesn't? And for sure, for a fact, my son wanted to talk about what transpired over the weekend in football, the great game between Georgia and Bama, of course. And he's a all-around sports guy. He lives in Detroit. Shout out to Tim. But just that conversation early this morning, I'm telling you, that speaks volume. That's more than a hug out of the house and lick on the face by a dog right there. But you can talk to your kids in the morning before you get what the day started, ladies and gentlemen. The day started. But it is your first time tuning in. Thank you so much. Let's get right on to what happened and transpired this weekend. First up on the docket. It's 3 Fridays in a row. 3 Fridays in a row. College football has gotten a hold of me. College football has gotten a hold of me. Like, I thought Friday was for high school football, Friday Night Lights. I'm with Michael Wilbon. But these games and these matchups they've been giving us. Last week, that game ended at 2:37 in the morning. It was that many overtimes. Outstanding game. This past Friday, they won't give us Vitek in Miami. Now, I've been to Blacksburg before to see a game. But the U and that quarterback Cam, that is a whole new wrecking ball of material. A transfer. Come right on in, fit in like he belonged there, like he'd been there the whole time, taking ownership, taking leadership. When the U played Florida this year, and the way he held his composure in that game, I said, I'm going to watch this team play again. I'm going to keep my third eye open on this team, the U. And they played Vitek Friday night. That game had everything in it. From the celebrities that were there, the celebrities of the former U players. I mean, we need to talk to Michael Irvin. He too amped up on the sideline. He still think he playing. We got to talk to Michael Irvin. But on this front here, just the actual gameplay and watching Cam do his thing. We have already in college football possibly 5 to 7 potential Heisman Trophy winners right now. 5 to 7 Heisman candidates right now. Strong possibility. Real strong. They doing their thing right now. They are doing their thing right now. But that game Friday night was something else. And when you get a good game on a Friday night, Lord knows what's going to happen Saturday. Now, the way that game ended between Vitek and Miami, was that a catch? Was that a catch? I've said this probably the last 2 years. Major League Baseball used a camera in an All-Star game like 3 years ago. This camera captures slow motion better than any sports camera I've ever seen before in my life. And I had said on one of my shows, I don't know why other sports leagues don't use that same camera. There was no blurriness to it. The more they slowed it down and zoomed in and zoomed out, it got clearer and clearer. Not these cameras that they use now. You want these refs to make a bang, bang decision. Yes. Decide whether it's reviewable or not. Yes, that's what you get paid for. That's why you're here. That's why you're here. But the way that game ended and the way the celebrations went, you got the U saying, hey, we won the game. Interception or incomplete pass. You got Tech player say, hey, we caught the ball. You got the white cap, the side judge, and the back judge. Touchdown. You, the viewer at home, like, what's going on here? Wait a minute. Time. Let's rewind this thing a little bit. What? They didn't take a long time, and they didn't get it done quickly. But in the time they took to look at the replay and the football knowledge, did they get that call right? Was that a catch or not? Was that a catch or not? I'm talking about the Tech Miami game. You let me know. Let me know. And also, I'm quite sure we've all been at concerts before where a musical act shows up late, either on purpose or unplanned. Things happen. But when you're watching a live streaming concert at home and you're followed on different social media platforms, you find out, wait a minute, why it hasn't started yet? I'm speaking of the Billy Strings concert that was supposed to take place Friday evening from Colorado, but watching it here in the comfort of my home, live streaming. Shout out to Maggie, Melody, Peyton, and Katie. They came over to watch the Billy Strings concert. But a strange thing happened. His wife went into labor like an hour before the show. Water broke, private jet, we out here. Now, we know athletes that have missed a game to be with their loved one when they're having a baby. Then you had to guide the college football game Saturday. My wife's in labor having our kid, but I decided to come to the Bama Georgia game. Okay, Dad, that's your prerogative. But the Billy Strings experience was pretty cool. And when you're around a bunch of people, either watching a sporting event or just hanging out, whatever it may be, different conversations come up. So I'm noticing that these folks are all pointing to their arm. So, of course, I'm like, what happened? Y'all all get a tattoo? They start laughing. Say, no, we all took a cigarette and burned ourselves. They burned themselves on purpose with cigarettes. They burned each other. It was 6 of them, as I was told, 6 of them. And they burned themselves. I'm like, that's not beer. Beer won't make you do that. Beer will not make you just, no. It's more intense. There's something else. So I said, what were you drinking? They all looked at each other. I don't even remember. They don't remember what they were drinking. But they burned themselves, each other, with cigarettes. Here's the kicker. Guess what they call themselves? Burn buddies. I learn something new every day. Burn buddies. I love when I hear a new phrase. I learned a new phrase today from this new Netflix series I'll call You Don't Want This with Kristen Bell. I heard a new phrase. It's called rebound pregnancy. We all have been in a rebound relationship. What that means, you get out of a relationship and you don't let the air clear. You back with somebody within 30 days, within 2 weeks. Hell, some of y'all most in a week. But can you imagine breaking up with someone and in 2 weeks you're pregnant? How do you explain that? That could never be to rebound pregnancy. The things I hear never amaze me. The things I hear just never amazed me. But burn buddies. Mm, mm, mm. Friday night did not disappoint. That Vatech Miami game, I'm telling you, I still want to know. People talked about it, but not that much because Certa just really took over. Certa took things to a whole new level for the college football experience on where you're at, the mind frame. What did you just see? You're looking around, you're questioning what you just saw. You're turning up the volume, you're rewinding the TV, you're slowing it down your damn self. You're questioning what you saw. I still don't know. I thought for sure he did not. You can't make a football move on the ground. So he's on the ground, but was he laying on a guy that was out of bounds? Did he have control of the ball because the ball was moving? Then from another angle, it looked like he caught it but rolled over to show you the ball, but that's when the defender swiped the ball away. I couldn't be the person in charge to tell the white cap it was a touchdown or incomplete pass. I worry about the person on the other end of the microphone when they looking in the thing, when they looking in the Viewmaster. I wish they have them put on those goggles. That'd be much better for me. Now, don't leave us. We want to see you put those goggles on. Huh? We want to see that. But I still would like to know who caught that ball. Did Miami win that game? Did Vatech win that game? Either way, that was a hell of a game. And what a weekend we had, kids. We're not done. We're just getting started here on Certa Pro Painters presents Montez at midday. We're going to take a short break here and come back at the word from our sponsor, Mountain Man Scrub. Get your scrub on. Good for your hands, feet, and face. And most importantly, their website is being worked on as well. But if you would like to try Mountain Man Scrub, check them out on Facebook. Be right back, smoking if you got them. Mountain Man Scrub. As smooth as a river flows. MountainManScrub.com. Get your scrub on. Woo-hoo! Well, doggy, we're back. We're back, good people. You know, if you take a gander at the bottom of that page, we have some advertisements down there as well. Shout out to Siegfried, who did their thing at Pride Fest this past weekend over at Tower Grove Park. And if you're looking to do some moving, Rico and the boys will take care of your St. Louis moving code for sure. Already.org. Not that many events that are going on during the week as planned, but if you still need some transportation, you can reach out to St. Louis Golf Cart Company for sure. They would take care of you. All the numbers and information at the bottom. Again, we're doing some upgrading on the Dre Montez website to get it a little bit more effective, you know, with the merchandise and the new sponsors. Going to have it looking real nice and pretty for you. Have it looking like the right way. Again, prayers and strength to all those that are affected by the hurricane and tornadoes that are going on this past Saturday. My man Ray and I did not have a chance to do our football show because he lives down in Jacksonville, Florida. But hopefully we'll have a show in 2 weeks because this Saturday I have a wedding to be attended by. Shout out to Robin and my dude Josh. They's getting married, people. They's getting married for sure. What's up, Thomas? Awesome. Encouraging phrase for you today. Here you go. Everything can have purpose if you allow it. Everything can have purpose if you allow it. I learned a new phrase this weekend. Burn buddies is when people burn themselves or each other with cigarettes. I learned that this weekend. I really did. All righty, good folks. I didn't know Saturday was going to go after watching the Vatech Miami game. You ever go to a nice-ass party on a Thursday and you didn't expect that from a party on a Thursday? I'm talking about we used to go out during the week type shit. You ever go to a spot on Thursday, you're like, damn, you Friday, you're like, I did not expect that. Then you go out Saturday, you go to another spot, and you on a whole new level. Then you go out Sunday night, Peppers back in the day. You already know what I'm talking about. That's how I felt this weekend, from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, just across the board in sports. Shout out to Caitlin Clark winning Rookie of the Year. Did you see the 60-minute special that they did on her? Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think, thought about, felt, whatever. But on Saturday, college football tested blood pressure. They tested your faith. They tasted your love for your family members, your child, your wife, your dad, your little brother. It tested you this weekend. The way the games came on, the timing, the matchups. I've never complimented college football. But every week, the way this schedule is set up and with the new playoff format, there's not going to be a weekend where you can just say, oh, you know what? Guys, I'll go to the park with you this weekend. There's no football. There's no game I want to see. There's not a weekend you can take off. Usually you can look at the college football schedule and be like, shit. I can do something this weekend. Okay, I can do something this weekend. Look at it now. You may have a 2-hour window to do something if you're a true college football fan. But for the rest of you narps, I told you what y'all are. Non-athletic real people. We don't care about y'all. But the schedule that they gave us this year with college football, they've crossed the line. But there's some teams out there we got to talk to. We got to talk to Ole Miss. What happened down there? What's going on in Oxford, Mississippi? No, all the speculation, all the hype. That is recruiting valley down there. I mean, the NIL opportunities. I mean, it's when people are placed in programs in schools on the collegiate level, and we as fans are saying, even a mediocre coach can do a great job. You don't have to have that great of a mouthpiece anymore to go in homes the way they did in the 70s and 80s and 90s. Now, with all the way the TV deals are set up, you're getting exposure in the SEC. I don't want to hear it. This is Ole Miss, the Rebels. And the trouble they're having with that football program, I can't explain it. I can't understand it. Hold on, we're not going too far now. Hold on, that's Ole Miss. Who's next? Oklahoma State. What? All that talent surrounded. Why you can't put it on the field, on the gridiron to make it make sense? It's like there's no effort. There's no coach up. You still living off of what they did in high school. You got to upgrade that now that you have me, coach. Come on now. Who else do we have on this list? I kind of want to put Michigan on this list because the way they played that game against Minnesota, Coach Flick, you had them boys primed and ready to play ball. They catching, they hitting, inclement weather, hostile territory. That was a good ball game. I'm keeping my third eye on Michigan. My third eye is on Michigan. Okay. Auburn and Ole Miss. I think y'all need to be front and center and explain yourself. You have the territory, you have the program, you have the facility, you have the know-how. Why isn't it making sense to coach and win at these two schools here suddenly? We got to figure that out. Florida State lost again. How does a coach lose a whole program? Body language tells a whole lot. If you think you in a little tiff with your relationship, just look at each other's body language when they can't see you. Look how she walking when she's not around you. Look how he walking when he's not around you. Just pay attention to body language. That's what's going on at Florida State. When the quarterback when DJ lost that first game, everybody started thinking about last year. They were in last year's hangover, not being undefeated and ready to get a good thing. Who was no quarterback? Nobody wants to see what happened in 2007 ever again in college football when the University of Hawaii played Georgia in a bowl game. They never want that to happen again. That was an onslaught. That was an ass whipping. Now let's get to the matters at hand here. UGA and Bama. Kirby Smart, Bama's new coach. And Nick Saban was there because College Game Day was there. The pressure was on. But you're playing in Tuscaloosa. But Georgia is the big dog in this. They the champs. They're trying to three-peat, which is hard to do. The injuries they sustained, what Kentucky exposed about them, and the fact that Kirby has the players in place to get this done. But the evil umpire, Darth Vader football, is in the way. Either way, they're going to play each other one more time for sure in the SEC championship. If they play each other 3 times this year, that's football at its finest right there. But that game itself, for Bama to jump out to a 28-point lead, in the way the cameraman and the announcers was going. But knowing college football, I wasn't touching that dial. I wasn't touching that dial. I've seen some crazy football games in my entire life. In my 53 years, I have never turned a game off because a team in college football that they up 28-0. No. Strain and teams that good? These are 2 good football teams. So somebody's going to make a play. Somebody's trying to be Superman. Things like that. It's just the nature of football. The crowd's going to get into it. Some old former player on the sideline going to come over there and try to spark them boys. The recruiting section. The players you brought down to check out the program that have committed to come to your school or university. All that is involved. That game had everything you can imagine. A true freshman at 17 years old. Playing in the FCC at receiver. Can you imagine that in the 90s? They'd have broke him and killed him. They'd have broke him in 2, first hit of the game. He'd have cried for his mama if that was 90s SEC football. But I don't want to take away nothing from that kid's athletic ability or that game. That game had everything. You had the rain. You had running mascara. You had screaming. You had uncomfortable, I guess, affectionate people just kissing and hugging strangers. It was everything you can imagine. That game has been on replay. An hour after the game ended, they put it on replay. They replayed it again yesterday, twice yesterday, and it's on replay again now. The Vitek game is on too as well. Those are probably 2 of the best college football games I saw this weekend. The Vitek game Friday night against Miami and University of Georgia against Alabama in Tuscaloosa. That game had it all. The refs, they tried to get involved in this game. But hey, they got it together. I would like to point out an important message here to college football players. I'm going to get you NFL players in a minute, but right now, college football players. The celebrations on a sack, a pick six, a scoop and score, your first touch, whatever. You win the game. When you're in that celebratory mode, what is encouraging you to do the gun gesture? Why? There were 4 penalties in college football Saturday with the gun gestures. That's 15 yards. One game, team lost because of those 15 yards, because of the gesture, the gun gesture. Why? All these celebrations you can do. You decide to use a gun gesture. Come on, college football. We can do what better? Come on now, college football. We're better than that. But college football, you did not disappoint the weekend at all. Florida was on a bye. Colorado won. Travis. Whew. Hey, if that line, if somehow Colorado Buffalo offensive line could just show Shador and the rest of the nation that they can block for him, I would love to see them put up 84 points. I think they could do it. They could do it. The days of 80s college football, 84-3, 77-10. Bring that back. Stick of mud in them. Yeah, put your foot all up in there. Do it. But that was a good game as well. Damn good game. Arch Manning. He can run. He can throw. Now you telling me he can dance. Arch Manning. Texas is looking good. So we got Bama, Texas, Georgia, the top three right now. MIZ, ZOU, moving on up the charts, moving on up the food chain. They play at Texas A&M this week. Oh, boy. See, now we get into the part of the football schedule and the season to figure out who playing around, who mean business. This game is about. But college football, you did it again. You did it again. Just unbelievable. Also, we got to put on our honorable mention. Got to put UAB and Trent Dilfer on the list. Got some questions. Navy football put that foot all the way up in the UAB. Put the anchor all up in him. That's not the same old Navy football. It's going to be an interesting matchup when Navy and Army play. That's going to be when Navy and Air Force play each other. That's the next one coming up for Navy. But wow. So again, we got to talk to these teams in college football. Ole Miss, Oklahoma State, UAB, Michigan. You probably can sit in the hallway, but the principal still want to talk to you. Auburn as well. Florida State, we may be expelling you from the rest of the school year. We expect more behavior from you and better sportsmanship. Again, the phrase of the day, everything can have purpose if you allow it. Everything can have purpose if you allow it. Well, the granddaddy of them all is what people are always trying to tell you. I think we're in that lifestyle right now. People trying to tell you how to live your life, how to spend your money, how to go after your promotion, how to get a man, how to get a woman, how to cook. There are people out there trying to tell you how to do things like that. But all these movies and documentaries and these Saturday morning specials and Sunday morning specials, they're talking to a very interesting group of people that I find fascinating. And these people ranges in the ages of 35 and up. 35 and up. They're talking to people like this. That since COVID, this group is growing. Meaning, you're fine being alone. There's no pressure. You're not afraid to go outside. You're not afraid to walk your dog by yourself. You're just fine being alone, living by yourself. You found creative things to occupy your time. You found different things to get involved in. You've probably learned some things that you never thought you would learn before. You're part of some groups right now, but you're not alone. You just live alone, and you figured out a way to occupy the time where you don't feel as alone as you are. But when you tell people that, hey, I live alone, they automatically, depending on what age you are, get a sombering look to their face. Like, why is that? Why you live alone? You don't have any roommates? How many dogs you got? How many cats you got? You got any pets? Anything at all? Why do people change and shift a whole vernacular and body language when they find out they're talking to someone that's fine with being alone? They have also found a way that everything can have purpose if you allow it. So if I live alone, I found everything in this, and I found purpose in this, and I've allowed it. It's a happy lifestyle. You're still active. You're doing everything you would normally do. But let's rewind the clock a little bit. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, that same type of verbiage. I love living alone. I live alone. It was not judged as with high standards as it is now. Back then, it was depressing. They thought something was wrong with you. Go check on them. That ain't right. Somebody be shoving about him. Go check on that girl. All that was going on. But now, it seemed like the push then was to put people together so much. From television shows to movies, they were doing the push, either roommate style, compound living, marriage. Early, they were pushing this. But now it's okay to be as one. It's okay to figure it all out by yourself. It's okay. And you don't figure it out until you get to this certain area of life, probably age. As you progress in age, certain things are going to come to you, and it's going to hit you like, that's what they were talking about. So as you're climbing up the age ladder, some things are just going to come to you just naturally for sure. I don't know if you guys have been following the news, but it's that time of year. You got to have that talk with your kids. Homecoming is earlier and earlier. Kids are homeschooled now. There's more of a push to use laptops and tablets, and kids are in the gaming right now. In a whole different realm where parents really don't understand. Real true story right there. Parents just don't understand. If your child, I think from the age of 8 years old to they're out of high school, hell, out of college, you should check on your child. Just have that conversation. Because bullying is not what we thought being a bully was. It's taking on a whole new meaning now, the way a child can be, a man or a woman, a young lady, a young boy can be bullied right now at school, at home, at work, wherever it may be, because there's so much connection out there. They can get a hold of you. The gaming world, if your child plays video games online and they always got that headset on, just listen to what's being said on these games. Just listen to make sure your child is not being affected by the verbiage that's coming back to them and it's not going a more positive way for them. And then things start happening the way you can't understand and they can't understand. And then you're wondering to yourself, it's just, and by the time people figured out that, well, I didn't know, I should have noticed the signs. I get it. You're not going to notice everything. Good afternoon, Jerry, my man. But if you have that conversation with your child, if you notice a shift in their behavior and you know that they're playing video games, you know they're playing sports and extracurricular activities, you know they're always on their phone, just have that, check on your kids, make sure they're not being bullied in the way that they're bullying people. Let them know, hey, you can talk to me. You should be able to talk to your parents about anything. You should be able to talk to your siblings about anything. I don't give a damn how old you are. If something's going on, you think it's out of your hands, out of your control, and you want to try to get some normalcy or some type of explanation or meaning out of this, or advice, or listen to, tell somebody, you should be able to talk to your parents. I don't give a damn how old you are. If anything going on in my life I can't figure out, mom, dad, I'm calling. Call my little sister, my brother, kids. Hell, I even call my kids because they old enough to listen. But just them kids, 8 years old, they starting early right now. I think next week they're doing a whole run about bullying moving forward, how it is affecting kids in the cyber world, the everyday world. There's new ways that most parents don't even know about, especially if you're not connected and don't really get involved in social media. You just let your kid go to their room and all that. You need to get involved. Roll your sleeves up and get involved, Todd and Marshall. All right, folks, let's move right along. Well, today is that day a lot of people don't like. It's when teams in Major League Baseball want to give you a press conference and tell you why the team didn't make it to the postseason, why we're letting some managers go, some coaches go, some players go, and what's the new outlook moving forward 2025. A lot of people are going to get fired today, between today and Friday. I think a lot of Major League Baseball managers and coaches are going to get fired. It's just the way the game has shifted and the game is changing. Here in St. Louis, Chicago White Sox, they got some answering to do to people and fan bases. But most importantly, the Chicago White Sox, if I own a sports franchise and we lose 121 games, I'm not writing no damn letter to be put in the paper apologizing to the fan base. No. I still can't understand that mathematically, ethically, baseball sense, sportsmanship sense. It's 2024. How in the hell you lose 121 games? Matter of fact, I'm reloading everybody. All y'all getting up out of here until somebody tell me what happened. I want all 25 of my players, all my coaches. Everybody have a room to speak. Go ahead. We're going to leave the floor for 2 hours. Get ahead. Tell me what you think the problem is. Go ahead. Okay. If we come to a reasonable solution, which you guys are telling me, okay, we can fix that. To my fans, I'm doing an entire section of the ballpark 2025, and 26 season. We're going to rotate the sections. They're going to be free. They're going to be free. Free. Matter of fact, all veterans are free in the green seats on Sundays. Yeah. You want to lose 121 games? Okay. This is what we going to do. That's what I would do if I was a White Sox manager, owner. That's what I would do. Here in St. Louis, when the roster came out a week before the season started, just on Twitter, I don't care what sports team you root for or cheer for, where you live at, just go on Twitter, on your team's social media, anytime the roster comes out, before the season starts, and just watch how Twitter just goes and see what people are saying. When that pitching rotation came out and everybody had a 3 in front, I was concerned. The way the season started, I was concerned. But as Cardinal Nation knows, we are a slow starting team. We pick it up when All-Star break. That's when we get down to the nitty-gritty. After the All-Star break, let's hit it and go. Make the adjustments. My minor league team, switch that staff up, make the right free agent pickup, make an old trade. Let's go. Let's go out here and win these 97 games. Let's go. Let's go do it. But that didn't happen. We saw no movement. We saw no action. We saw questionable behavior with our manager in certain game-winning situations. Why does he still have a bat in his hand? Why'd you take him out the game? Why is he still in the game? Who did this lineup? Rumors come out, well, he's not the manager. He's just a puppet. Well, whoever running the strings ain't doing it right. Is this a fixable thing? Can we turn 83 and 79 around? Can we get to 92 wins next year? It just can't be pitch, pitcher. All we need pitching. I've seen teams with pitching, and they lose games 1-0, 2-1. Let's talk to Noah Syndergaard. He's with the Mets. How'd that work out? Great pitching. We need some hitters too. I want that lineup to come up and somebody just say, "Damn, we got to pitch to all that. We got to pitch to all that." Look at some of these ball clubs lineup, and you a pitcher. You want me to get through that? We need a lineup like that. Analytics and gut feeling. Damn it, what happened to the eye test? What happened to in baseball? What happened to that? Bring that person in Everybody's saying they won't skip Schumacher because what was going on down there in FLA. We don't know why baseball is in Florida anyway. They don't like baseball down there. They don't like it down there. Too damn hot. Reports we're losing Goldie. You got players going to retire. How is this a fixable thing? Can we turn it around like most other ball clubs? 1 year ago, that team lost 112 games. Now look at them. They done won the division. They're a game away from going to the World Series. Oh, my God, they won the World Series. I want to be in that discussion next year. I don't want to hear, well, the Cardinals are putting them in a situation where it could be like a 2 to 3 year rebuild. Are you kidding me? That means they want to build another phase of Ballpark Village. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. How can we get the concern on improving this baseball team moving forward, going from 83 and 79 to getting a little better than that? I thought we potentially had the way we were going, that little run we went on, and it just died. That little right there in August, it just what? We can do better, Cardinals. But across the board, other baseball teams and fans out there, they regret this day, press conference day. That anybody says a press conference at 2 o'clock and you're a sports fan, you know bad news coming. Damn it, 2 o'clock press conference. You already know. You try to get ahead of the curve. You go on social media platforms, forgot what they talking about. Get to the point. Will they be getting to the point today? We will see. Well, we gave it a good run, didn't we, Cardinal Nation? Speaking of giving it a good run, the Angry Beaver, a downtown staple. My dude Ben did a hell of a run with this place. As of this morning, the second was going to be the last day, but he's going to extend it to Thursday, October 4th, to be the last day for the Angry Beaver. You haven't been down there before, check it out. Nobody says no to the Beaver. Check it on out, my man Ben. Staple down there. As well, shout out to Kilroy's, good folks. Had a chance to work a few parking lots this past baseball season. Had some fun down at Kilroy's as well as at Angry Beaver. Shout out to 6th Street Parking as well. Shout out to all of the downtown establishments that did advertising with us, especially during Cardinal baseball season. But the entertainment is still going on at BB's Jazz, Blues, and Soups as well. And as well as any special events, you can always check out 6th Street Parking for sure. Between all the sporting events you watch at home, Masters, NCAA men's and women's tournament, college baseball World Series, Little League World Series, opening weekend of NASCAR, the Daytona 500, the Super Bowl, games and baseball playoffs, the World Series, any of these big sporting events you watch at home. And the only reason I'm bringing this up because my man JJ turned down for what? Posted this Saturday. He likes taking a nap in the second quarter of the first college football game on Saturdays. And it just went on. Everybody got to posting on when they like taking naps. Dude says, Saturday afternoon during the Masters, I can get a good nap in. But is there a sporting event that you watch? Yeah, I can get a good nap in. I like the Saturday college football nap. I can take a good nap after halftime of the first trail of games that are on and still be involved in college football for the rest of the day. A good power nap for me is 20 minutes. I'm not going to sleep the entire third quarter. I wake up probably 5-7 minutes left in the third quarter. I'm good to go then. But I've never fallen asleep on the Masters. The Super Bowl, that's a funny story. The Super Bowl at the Man Cave when the Broncos lost. Man Cave member Jay slept the entire Super Bowl. The entire Super Bowl right there on the couch, out. Nobody asked him a question. We had people there, food, marijuana sticks, loud, liquor, smoke, music, outco. Done. That's when we got beat bad by the Seattle Seahawks. And also I noticed Sunday on NFL game days yesterday, Alex Smith, he does a pretty damn good job on ESPN game day. Pretty damn good job. Matt Ryan, pretty with the CBS show. Hey, them dudes, they're not overdoing it with the analytics. They're not that critical because they both played quarterback at the collegiate level, at a high level. They both were high priorities at the NFL at one point. They know what it takes to win. They've been in some collision courses as far as being hit. They had to make some business decisions. They had to do some comebacks. They've had offensive coordinators that did not see eye to eye with. They know the trials and tribulations of playing the quarterback position. But the way they break down game talk, I'm digging it. I am digging it for sure. We're going to take one more break here and come back and break down what happened in the madness of the NFL Sunday slate yesterday. Again, this is Certa Pro Painters presenting Montez at midday, and I'm your boy here, Dre Montez. I want to take a short break here. Have a word with my sponsor, Mountain Man Scrub. Get your scrub on, player. Be right back. Smoke them if you got them.
Mountain Man Scrub. As smooth as a river flows. MountainManScrub.com. Get your scrub on.
Stay hydrated, kids. Again, what a hell of a start we had to our Monday. Good breakfast, good walk, good cup of coffee. My youngest son, Tim, called me. Not text me, but call me. I'm telling you, has made my day for sure. Prayers and strength out there to the folks that have been affected by the tornado and hurricane situation that are attacking the southeast coast as well. And happy birthday to my nephew, DJ. Happy birthday to you, DJ. Birthday to you. The new phrase I learned over the weekend, burn buddies. Had a few people over to watch the Billy Strings live streaming event on Friday, but it was postponed or canceled due to the fact that Billy Strings was expecting his first child. His wife went in labor like an hour before the show. Plane, gone. No show. But I had some folks over here again, thanks to Maggie. Shout out to Melody, shout out to Katie, and shout out to Peyton. And Peyton, Melody, and Katie told me the craziest story. They all kept rubbing their arm. I was like, you guys get a tattoo or something? No, we all burned ourselves with cigarettes. It was 6 of us. They burned each other. And they called themselves burn buddies. I learned that phrase. And I also learned today in Kristen Bell's new show on Netflix, You Don't Want This. What's it called? Rebound pregnancy. You know, when you break up with somebody, you don't give it a chance to air out a little bit. You ain't even got our clothes out the house yet. His damn shoes still in the house, but you dating somebody else already within a week, 2 weeks, or a month. You done booed up, but you get pregnant. They call that a rebound pregnancy. I have heard it all. Rebound pregnancy and burn buddies. Oh, there you go. But the phrase that pays today, people, everything can have purpose if you allow it. If you allow it, good folk, good people. But how's everyone doing on this? Let's make it happen Monday, people. Let's make it happen Monday for sure. Make it happen. See my bro done tuned in. He's a big Bama fan. Roll Tide, bro. Roll Tide. Yeah. Hell of a game, exciting game. Exciting game, for sure. For sure. Well, the NFL did not disappoint yesterday, did they? They did not disappoint yesterday, did they? Got to let this shirt out a little bit. Yeah. Florida had a bye and Denver won. Will you call that really a win, Dre? I'm going to call it I see it. Did we get a W, a L, or a T? We got a W. Well, damn it, I'm going to go ahead and take it. But here's what I figured out about the NFL yesterday from the first half of games and the second half of games. There were four missed punts yesterday. There were 6 There were 4 in college football, but 6 in the NFL yesterday of unsportsmanlike conduct for celebrations using a gun gesture. You know they watch. You know the NFL now, the security force looking at videotape. Now they're gonna get to following you and your family and friends because you made a gun gesture. If I score a touchdown, why am I doing a gun gesture? What does that have to do with you scoring a touchdown? Getting a pick six, getting a scoop and score, sacking a quarterback. I mean, what is? And the NFL is giving us leeway. You can wear any number you want now. You can wear a single-digit number. You can really do group dances now. You don't get penalized for that. But the moment you use a gun gesture, I'm throwing a flag too. Come on, gentlemen. You're better than that, baby. Come on. Denver played the New York Football Jets yesterday. Jets, Jets. It's Man Cave member TJ's show team right there, and he's also an Army vet. That was the sloppiest football game I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay, Bo Nix, I get it. You're a rookie. You can't throw the ball with wet hands. I get it. The play call for Denver. What was going on there? What was going on? Aaron Rodgers coming out of Green Bay with that type of inclement weather and playing in the weather he played in yesterday. I don't understand. Then you got the coach on Aaron Rodgers to change his cadence because they had 13 penalties. 5 false starts. He wants Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has been doing that his whole career. Now you want him to change it. They have a 240-pound running back. The Jets had the ball on the 1-yard line. They didn't get a ball to him now one time. Who's to blame for that? Who's calling the plays? Who is he listening to in the headset? He can't talk back like, hey, what y'all doing? He hearing the play caller. He's on the 3-way party line. They all on the party line from back in the 80s. On the party line. Never see his lips moving. Never. Questions and concerns. But that defensive Broncos, hey, 5 sacks. That's no Orange Crush defense. That's Vance understanding that 1 year ago, we gave up 70 fucking points to the Miami football Dolphins. I didn't want to leave the house the next day. Because everybody in America know that's my team. When Denver had 70 points, I could have laid my phone on a football field, on vibrate. It would have went down the whole field like that magnetic football game we had in the 70s. For that many people want to talk. Trash. 70 points in the NFL. Atrocious. But it happens. It happens to the best of us. It happens to some of us. But at the same time, it does happen. But they fixed the problem, and the fact they did it against an Aaron Rodgers offense, I'm proud of my Broncos. Really am. The Pittsburgh Steelers and Mike Tomlin and Justin Fields. Pittsburgh defense. If they play defense that way the whole game instead of in spurts, Pittsburgh would be undefeated. They pick and choose when they want to play defense. Mika Fitzpatrick, you're too much of a veteran to make that type of a hit on a player. You're too big of a veteran for that. No, I don't want to hear my momentum. No, I'm not. No excuses for that. Matter of fact, there were 4 helmet-to-helmet hits that were not called, and they were made on who? Quarterbacks. There were 4. Justin Fields, Brock Purdy, Justin Herbert, and Josh Allen. Those were 4 hits to the helmet they didn't see, didn't call. So, moving right along. Anytime Joe Flacco comes in a game and he's playing against Pittsburgh, he knows that defense like the back of his hand. He came in the league going against that defense, and that defense was nasty that he went against. Mike Tomlin is not going to change his defense up, his scheme, none of that. And Joe Flacco knows that. Get to your spot, and we're going to make things happen. Again, we at home should know that. Should know that. We at home should not know that. Mike Tomlin should have switched up every damn thing. You cannot let Joe Flacco do what? Stand still. And what did he do? Stood still. When Joe Flacco goes on a run, what happened? Pick. Incompletion. Long throw. But if Joe Flacco sit right there, he going to tear your ass apart because the way he throws that ball. But you make him move, issues. I hope Mr. Richardson is okay, but I enjoyed that game yesterday in that Steelers and Colts game for sure. A lot of questions yesterday throughout football. I noticed there was a lot of hype around the league on the throws these young bulls was making. Washington Commanders. Jaden, you mean to tell me Coach Herm Edwards said, I had him at Arizona State. I knew him in high school. He said the only thing he needs right now is experience. He got the whole game right now. He's only been in the league 4 games. He's only played 4 games, people. 4 games. 82% passer rating at the NFL level. And he's not running. He's not doing 6 of 12, 8 for 13. No. The throws that young man made yesterday, he's putting the ball with the receiver has to catch it. Well, I got to go make a play on this ball. The quarterback throws yesterday. The play of linebackers across the league yesterday. The cornerback play in the early games. The offensive line and the overused RPO in certain situations. But I do like the adjustments of people that do have the RPO quarterbacks, what they were doing yesterday. For instance, the Washington Commanders have a 3 tight end formation. I think the smartest thing Cliff Kingsbury ever did was get fired. And he went to Thailand to find himself. And then he went to USC to learn a little bit more about offensive production. Not just trying to be, because he came in the league trying to be smarter than every damn body. He thought he was pulling some magical shit, the air raid. Man, please. This game been around a long time. You think you about to bring an offensive scheme in here that nobody has seen? And it hit him in the mouth. But now he went and found out I'm not that smart. But I can utilize my skill set and make it applicable to whoever the quarterback is, and we can sit down and have a conversation and put an offensive package and a scheme together. Look at the way that game went yesterday. It had air raid and new Cliff Kingsbury written all over it. I'm liking what I'm saying, Cliffy. I'm liking what I'm saying. I'm not a fan of either or, but I'm a fan of what, kids? Football. And when it's done right, you really, really appreciate it. That's what I observed yesterday. And I also noticed this. There's a big difference in you watching highlights of a team or a player. But when you watch the whole game, you get the complete picture. I have not watched any Washington Commanders game. I saw highlights. I watched the entire game. Look here. That's some speed. That is some speed for sure. That Saints and Atlanta game, that could have went either way. But their kickers trying to fuck up the money again. Kickers, again, that miss 50-yard field goals, 50 to 55-yard field goals in the NFL today. If you miss it and we lost because of your miss, and you extra point people missing extra points, all of y'all on watch. Anytime you miss an extra point and we lose the game because of that, you miss a field goal, 50 to 55 yards, and we lose because of that, you're not allowed to shower with us. You stay out here on the field till we all get dressed, all of us. That way you're the only one in there. From now on, moving forward, we're tired of this mess. The Rams in Chicago. I still don't know how to judge Caleb Williams. It's the offensive line. The Rams kind of shot themselves in the foot, no pun intended. They had opportunities to win the game. They really did, but I'm still not there with the Bears' offensive line. I need to see a little better output. After that, we had Minnesota, Green Bay. So you're trying to tell me quarterbacks with high draft status go to a team, they don't play very well, fans are born and boo, he's a piece of shit, boo, go back to college. You see Sam Darnold? You put a person with the right system and they use their skill set and attributes to fit the offensive output you want to do. Oh, man, the purple people eaters look good yesterday. Go, purple, go. Next up, we talked about that Pittsburgh game already. Oh, man, Denver and the Jets, we talked about that. Philly and Tampa. How important is a center that's been a centerpiece of your team for more than 10 years? How important is a center in football? Or is it something more to Philly, what's going on? I know they got some people hurt, things of that nature, but that defense is not – they're not attacking that ball the way they normally do. And I told you, Baker Mayfield is watching game film and reading the playbook. He's not trying to be all in the videos and on the stage no more. This dude wants to win. He doesn't want nobody to think it was just a fluke situation. I mentioned this last week. After Johnny Manziel, they thought Baker Mayfield was going to be the same type of shit, not taking this seriously. But he changed it all up. Now he's a much better football player. And Tampa Bay looked good yesterday. Other than that Bronco game, where they just looked like they were just lost out there, Tampa Bay did. Looked like they went and got some things together. So that was a good win for them yesterday. Woo, Cincinnati and Carolina. Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton used to play for Cincinnati. They gave up on him. Cincinnati offensive line had some issues a few years ago. But when they got the money hurt, meaning Joe Burrow, I think they got yelled at. I think there was some furniture moving in that offensive line meeting room. Both teams look good yesterday. Carolina is working on something, but I don't think it can be fixed overnight. But if you go and get better each week, that helps the team. That helps the players. That helps the coaches. Hey, we're building on something each and every week. Learn each and every week and make that applicable in the game plan for your next game. If Carolina can do that, but they look good down there in the Cackalack. Next up, we had Jacksonville at Houston. So my son, he likes Trevor Lawrence. That's what started. He said he feels sorry for him. Here's what happened to Trevor Lawrence. I don't know what Urban Meyer said to that boy did to him, but he's still showing signs of effect of the Urban Meyer experiment gone wrong. He needs somebody to get back on his side of things. Slow the game down a little bit. Break it down in phases for him. Go back to 101 when we were winning with him. You gotta go back to where their mindset is at to get them in that nature. Don't move ahead. Let's go back and talk about it. They need to get him there. Houston was looking a little shaky yesterday. Started the game a little wrong, but Houston and Jacksonville They came in the league together. We ride together. We die together. Every time they play, it's an interesting story. But CJ, I am proud of you, my man. That was a good game. But let's check on Trevor today. Let's check on Trevor. Who's up next? That Washington football team. What they did to Arizona. It's like Kyler Harold Mary doesn't want to be there. His body language. He's like a Barry Sanders with the quarterback. Don't chase him. He's coming right back. Just stay right there. He's coming back when he's on the run. I like that 3 tight end set that the Washington Commanders were using yesterday. If they keep that up, they're going to be a hell of a team to stop and look at moving right along. The New England Football Patriots and the 49ers. The 49ers tried to give that game away early on. Tried to give it away. They couldn't score in the red zone for nothing. But Purdy showed patience. They're getting their weapons back. Everybody's coming back to start to be a true 49ers team. Don't know how long the Patriots are going to stick with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. Look, things going on with that offensive line as well there too. Cleveland at Vegas. That game had everything. With all the injuries that both teams have sustained on this early part of the season, and to get out there and ball like that, and the black hole was loud and lit. Shout out to my man, Charlie, my man. That's his squad. And D, that does the show with him from time to time. She is a Browns fan. I don't know if that was a penalty on the touchdown that was called back in the fourth quarter. That's the most of a Cleveland Browns game I've watched since Deshaun Watson was on the team, since he's been on the team. The most. And he looked, I think the support system was there in the beginning, but due to things that are transpiring that are out of the team's control, out of his teammates' control, it's something that Deshaun must get on top of to understand, look, this is what leaders need to do on and off the field, and your players must see that to let them know that you're serious about this thing. But too many things that he is dealing with outside of football, and I think that is affecting his play. People say, hey, I need to be on the field. I'm going through too much shit. No. Certain things you go through, I don't think you should be playing. You're going to bring the team down to a whole new level for sure. Kansas City and the Chargers. Every time they tell you an interesting stat about Patrick Mahomes, it's always in his favor. It was 10-0. That damn Romo said, Patrick Mahomes is 11-0 when he's down by 10 points. When he's down by at least 10 points. I said, damn. Romo did it again. And what happened? They won the game 17-10. They lost a key component to the receiving core in Rice. So now, who they go get? Odell Beckham, D-Hop. Here's the Chiefs. Nobody's coming back to December or January. I don't think Hollywood Brown coming back to December. So they got some issues right now at the receiving core. I'm quite sure they on the unemployment line right now talking to everybody to get somebody to get their ass off the couch, put down the Call of Duty, put down the Madden. Yes, you do. Somebody saying, go get your ass a job, boy. So it's going to be some receiver out there we haven't heard about in a long time that gets a job. But Chiefs and Chiefs Nation, good win. And the nightcap last night, Baltimore, and nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills. I'm just like you. After Derrick Henry did that run, I'm going to start calling him business decision runner. Business decision runner. And as the game is going on, Josh Allen has his tendencies as well. We talked about what Flacco likes to do. You let him sit there, he's going to pick you apart. If you have Josh running outside the pocket toward the sideline, the closer he gets to going out of bounds, the more likely he's going to complete that pass. Keep that in mind. I think he has completed 69% of his passes when rolling out of the pocket toward the sideline where he's less than 6 inches from going out of bounds. He completes a pass. He's 6'5", and he does things in the game I don't think he should be doing. He could be in control of the game. Got the crowd with him, offense when everybody's clicking. And then Josh had dropped back, decide to run, change his mind, throw the ball behind his head. They get a scoop and score. He's mad. Now you done shifted the whole momentum. He was there. Let's go to the other side. Lamar Action Jackson. He has the same type of tendencies. But here's the thing. Usually in the second half, the Baltimore football Ravens, the last 2 years have shown me this. The first half, they're the most intimidating damn team you've ever seen. Looked like they all were raised on that one street neighborhood in the wire, but they were not. They come out there fierce, hitting like E. Reed and the boys used to. Only in the first half. Second half, Lamar got to doing shit like he had Louisville. You got D. Henry. Why are you running the ball, Lamar? You got two backs that could probably be a 2,000 backfield. 2,000-yard runners in your backfield you could have. You don't have to run every time, Lamar. When you up that big, this is what they're saying. That it factor must come into play. Not saying you got to slow the damn game down that much, but you don't need to be running like that. When you're in control of the game like that, come on now, let's work on it. I thought when he fumbled and it was second half, third quarter, I was like, uh-oh. Here we go. And you can tell by the fan base. You can tell by the commentators. They were thinking the same thing because the Ravens have this issue in the third quarter of collapse. Fourth quarter, Harbaugh looks lost, like he's afraid to talk to anybody. But they figured it out and got the W yesterday for sure. So I guess that was a cool part of the situation. Well, there you have it, kids. What's up, Cuzzo? Well, there you have it, kids. A great day. We've learned some things. We learned a new phrase. Burn buddies. We learned rebound pregnancy. And we learned a great phrase. Everything can have purpose if you allow it. I would like to thank you, kids, boys and girls, and children of all ages for tuning in to another action-packed episode of Certa Pro Painters presents Montez at midday. Certa Pro Painters in Oklahoma City. Let the professionals do the work for sure. Residential or commercial. They got you covered. Yes, they do. All right, folks, we're going to get out of here. And thanks again for listening to today's episode. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same bat channel. 12 p.m., and I'm hoping to go to the horse track tomorrow. Look, I need to get to the track tomorrow. Who's going with? I tell you what, it's lunchtime right now. It's lunchtime, so get you some vittles, take your afternoon walk, let the dog out, or go back to work. Most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day, folks. Until next time, peace, and we out of here. Ah,